After 60, poor circulation doesn't just make your feet cold. It triples your risk of a fall that changes everything. But here's what most people never hear. There's one specific drink that can begin reopening your leg arteries within hours. Not gradually, not over months, hours. And by tomorrow morning, you'll feel the difference in your feet. I've ranked 10 common drinks from absolute worst to best for leg circulation. Most of these are already in your kitchen. And the number one drink on this list has been shown to widen narrowing arteries by up to 30%. That's the difference between legs that feel like dead weight and legs that actually carry you with confidence. What's frustrating is that it's almost certainly something you already buy, but you're preparing it in a way that destroys the benefit. By the end of this video, I'll show you the exact method that unlocks its full power. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn turns everything your doctor told you about circulation on its head. And I'll explain why doing everything right might actually be making your legs worse. Here's what nobody properly explains about what's happening inside your legs after 60. Deep inside every artery in your body, there's a thin layer of cells called the endothelium. When you were younger, this layer pumped out a molecule called nitric oxide constantly, like a factory running 24 hours a day. Nitric oxide is what keeps your blood vessels wide open, relaxed, and flexible. It's the reason blood used to flow effortlessly all the way down to your toes without you ever thinking about it. After 60, that factory starts shutting down. Production drops by as much as 70%. And when nitric oxide disappears, your arteries don't just stay the same, they clench, they harden, they narrow like a garden hose someone is slowly stepping on. And the damage doesn't happen everywhere at once. It starts at the bottom. Your toes lose blood flow first, then your feet go cold, then your calves start cramping. It climbs upward, slowly starving your lower body of oxygen and nutrients. This is bigger than cold toes. When blood flow drops in your legs, your muscles aren't getting fuel. Metabolic waste accumulates in the tissue. Nerve endings start to malfunction because they can't get enough oxygen. And worst of all, tiny clots begin to form in those narrowed passages. Silent, invisible, multiplying. The standard medical advice? Take an aspirin, walk more, put your feet up. That helps manage symptoms, sure, but it completely ignores the real problem. Your body has stopped making the one molecule that keeps your arteries open. Here's the breakthrough. That collapse isn't permanent. Specific compounds found in certain drinks can restart nitric oxide production through proven biochemical pathways. When nitric oxide surges back into your system, your arteries physically relax. They expand. Blood rushes back into your legs like opening a dam. The scientific term for this is vasodilation, and it doesn't take weeks. Studies have documented measurable increases in leg blood flow within 2 to 3 hours of consuming the right drink. You feel it. Your feet get warm. The heaviness lifts. The cramps ease. And over weeks of consistent intake, the real healing starts. New tiny blood vessels form. Nerve function improves. Walking gets easier. Fall risk drops. But here's the problem. Not every drink that claims to help circulation actually does. Some do almost nothing. Some work slowly but carry serious side effects. And a few are genuinely transformative at a fraction of the cost of medication. I've gone through the clinical research, compared the studies, and I'm ranking every one of them right now, starting with the drink that barely makes a dent. Drink number 10, plain water. Number 10 on my list, regular water. Now, before anyone says it, yes, water matters. When you're dehydrated, your blood gets thicker and more sluggish, like trying to push honey through a straw. Staying hydrated keeps things moving at baseline, but that's exactly the problem. Water only maintains the minimum. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology tested older adults specifically and found that proper hydration improved circulation by only about 8%. Single digits. Here's why. Water contains 0 nitric oxide precursors, no nitrates, no compounds that trigger vasodilation. Drinking water is like putting fuel in a car that has a clogged engine. The fuel is necessary, but it doesn't fix the blockage. 8 glasses a day. Keep doing that. It's your floor, not your ceiling. But if you think staying hydrated alone is going to fix cold feet and leg cramping after 60, you'll be waiting a very long time. Circulation score, 2 out of 10. Essential, but nowhere near sufficient. Drink number 9, green tea. Number 9, green tea. Green tea has a massive reputation, and there's real science behind it. The catechins in green tea do support the endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels. But here's where reality gets disappointing. Studies show green tea improves something called flow-mediated dilation by roughly 12%. That's modest. And critically, this benefit only appears after 8 to 12 weeks of daily consistent consumption. Miss a few days? The effect resets. There's another complication. The caffeine in green tea can cause vasoconstriction in some people. That means your blood vessels temporarily tighten instead of relaxing. You could be drinking something for circulation that's actually working against you. And most people destroy the active compounds before they even drink it. Pouring boiling water directly onto green tea leaves degrades up to 50% of the catechins. You need water at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, not boiling. This matters. Green tea has real benefits for antioxidants, brain health, and metabolism. But for fixing leg circulation urgently after 60, it's too slow, too unreliable, and too easy to prepare incorrectly. Circulation score, 3 out of 10, decent long game, weak short game. Drink number 8, Tart cherry juice. Number 8, Tart cherry juice. Now we're getting into drinks that actually make something happen. Tart cherry juice is loaded with anthocyanins, which are powerful plant compounds that reduce stiffness in your artery walls. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed an 18% improvement in blood flow markers after 12 weeks of daily Tart cherry juice. That's meaningful. But there's a catch that undermines the whole thing. A single cup of Tart cherry juice packs roughly 30 grams of sugar. That's a sugar bomb. And when sugar spikes your insulin, it can actually impair endothelial function in the short term. So you're improving one thing while damaging another. And if you have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, which affects the majority of people over 60, that sugar load is a genuine health risk. There's the cost factor too. Good quality Tart cherry juice runs about $8 a bottle. Used daily, you're looking at $50 or more a month. If you want to try it, dilute it. 1 part cherry juice, 3 parts water. Drink it in the morning only, when your body handles sugar most efficiently. But know that there are far more effective options coming on this list that don't carry these downsides. Circulation score, 4 out of 10. The sugar problem holds it back. Drink number 7, pomegranate juice. Number 7, pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice works through a completely different mechanism than most drinks on this list. It contains punicalagins, which are extraordinary antioxidants that don't just create new nitric oxide. They protect the nitric oxide your body is already producing from being destroyed by free radicals. Think of it this way. Most circulation drinks are trying to build more workers in the factory. Pomegranate juice is protecting the workers you already have from getting fired. The research is encouraging. Pomegranate juice increased peripheral blood flow by 22% in older adults after 4 weeks. One longer study even found a 30% reduction in arterial plaque buildup over a year. That's structural improvement, not just symptom management. The downside? Sugar again. Pomegranate juice has 32 grams per cup, even worse than Tart cherry, and it's expensive. You're looking at $12 to $15 per bottle for quality pure pomegranate juice. My assessment, pomegranate juice is genuinely effective if you can tolerate the sugar and the price. Dilute heavily. Buy only 100% juice with 0 added sweeteners. But dollar for dollar, there are more powerful options ahead that do more for less. Circulation score, 5 out of 10. Powerful, but costly and sugary. Drink, number 6, cocoa, real cocoa. Number 6, a real cocoa drink. And I need to be specific here because I am absolutely not talking about Swiss Miss or packets of instant hot chocolate. I'm talking about raw, unsweetened cocoa powder mixed into hot water or milk. Real cocoa is rich in flavonols, which directly stimulate your endothelium to produce nitric oxide. A massive meta-analysis that reviewed 42 separate clinical trials found that cocoa flavonols improved blood flow by 24% on average. And the speed is impressive. The vasodilation effect begins within 2 hours of drinking it. That's fast enough that you'd physically notice warmer feet by mid-morning if you drank it at breakfast. The therapeutic dose is 20 to 30 grams of pure cocoa powder per day. That gives you roughly 500 to 700 milligrams of flavonols, which is the range where clinical benefits kick in. The honest downside? Pure cocoa without sweetener tastes bitter, really bitter. Most people can't drink it straight. And the moment you add sugar or honey to make it palatable, you're introducing the same insulin problem that undermines the juices. My workaround: mix the cocoa powder with a small amount of stevia or monk fruit sweetener. Neither spikes insulin. Your arteries get the flavonols, your taste buds get something drinkable, and you avoid the sugar trap entirely. Circulation score, 5.5 out of 10. Fast acting, but the taste barrier limits consistency for most people. Drink number 5, watermelon juice. Number 5, watermelon juice. This is where the rankings start to get serious. Watermelon contains high concentrations of an amino acid called L-citrulline. Here's why that matters. Your kidneys take L-citrulline and convert it into L-arginine, which your body then uses to produce nitric oxide. It's a backup pathway. A secondary route for generating the exact molecule your legs are starving for. This is powerful because it means watermelon juice works through a different biological mechanism than the nitrate-based drinks higher on this list. Your body has multiple roads to produce nitric oxide, and watermelon activates one that often gets overlooked. A study in the American Journal of Hypertension found that L-citrulline from watermelon significantly reduced arterial stiffness and improved blood flow to the lower extremities over 6 weeks. Participants reported noticeable reduction in leg heaviness. The practical challenge? You need about 2 cups of watermelon juice daily for the therapeutic dose, which means a lot of watermelon. And commercially sold watermelon juice is often diluted or sweetened with added sugar. Here's the insider method. Blend fresh watermelon, including some of the white rind. The rind actually contains more L-citrulline than the red flesh. Most people throw away the most powerful part. Squeeze in some lime juice. The vitamin C stabilizes the L-citrulline during digestion and enhances conversion. Drink it in the late afternoon or evening when your body does the most vascular repair. Circulation score, 6 out of 10. Different pathway, excellent science, but requires volume and freshness. Drink number 4, hibiscus tea. Number 4, hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea is the most underrated circulation drink on this entire list. It's cheap, it's delicious, it's widely available, and the research behind it is rock solid. Hibiscus contains concentrated anthocyanins and organic acids that relax blood vessels, reduce arterial inflammation, and support healthy blood pressure simultaneously. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who drank hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks experienced significant blood pressure reduction and measurably improved blood flow to their extremities. The effect was so strong that researchers compared it to a first-line blood pressure medication. And hibiscus works fast. Within 2 to 3 hours of a single cup, peripheral vasodilation is detectable on clinical instruments. The preparation matters. Use 2 tablespoons of dried hibiscus flowers, not tea bags. Tea bags contain a fraction of the active compounds. Steep in hot water, not boiling, for a full 10 minutes. Don't add sugar. If you need sweetness, use raw honey sparingly, no more than a 1/4 teaspoon. Drink it in the early afternoon. Inflammatory markers in the body peak between 1 and 3 p.m., and hibiscus's anti-inflammatory action is most impactful during this window. One warning, hibiscus can lower blood pressure. If you're already on antihypertensives, monitor your readings carefully. The combined effect might drop your pressure more than expected. This isn't dangerous if you're aware of it, but talk to your doctor about adjusting your dosage if needed. At roughly $1 per serving and 0 sugar, hibiscus tea is the best value on this entire list. The only reason it's not higher is that the top 3 drinks have even more dramatic effects on leg blood flow specifically. Circulation score, 7 out of 10. Powerful, cheap, and genuinely enjoyable to drink. Drink number 3, celery juice. Number 3, celery juice. Celery doesn't look like a circulation powerhouse. It looks like the thing you put on a plate next to buffalo wings. But the science tells a different story. Celery contains a compound called 3N-butyl phthalate, or NBP. This compound relaxes the smooth muscle tissue that wraps around your arteries, physically allowing them to widen. It's the same mechanism targeted by several pharmaceutical blood pressure drugs, except celery does it naturally and without the side effects. Clinical research has shown that a single serving of fresh celery juice can improve blood flow by 35 to 40% within 3 hours. 3 hours. That rivals the top drink on this list for speed. Celery also contains dietary nitrates, the same compounds that fuel the nitric oxide pathway. So you're getting a double mechanism, smooth muscle relaxation from NBP plus nitric oxide production from nitrates. 2 separate systems opening your arteries simultaneously. The preparation is non-negotiable. It must be freshly juiced. Bottled celery juice that's been pasteurized has lost most of its NBP content. The heat from pasteurization degrades it. Juice 4 to 5 stalks of organic celery. Drink it on an empty stomach. Don't mix it with fruit juice. Adding apple or orange juice to make it taste better introduces fructose, which blunts the absorption of both the nitrates and NBP. I know it doesn't taste great straight, but the results happen so quickly that motivation takes care of itself once you feel your feet warm up by lunchtime. Circulation score, 8 out of 10. Fast, powerful, dual mechanism. Drink number 2, Arugula smoothie. Number 2, an Arugula smoothie. This is the one that shocked me during my research. Arugula, that peppery salad green, contains more dietary nitrates per gram than virtually any other food tested. More than spinach, more than kale, and yes, more than beetroot on a gram-for-gram basis. Your body converts these nitrates through a fascinating process. The bacteria on the back of your tongue convert dietary nitrate into nitrite. That nitrite then travels to your stomach, where acid converts it into nitric oxide. This pathway is well established in over 3,000 published clinical studies. Here's the data that got my attention. A concentrated arugula-based drink delivered more nitric oxide precursors per serving than any other leafy green tested. And in vascular studies, higher nitrate intake consistently correlated with greater arterial dilation and improved peripheral blood flow. The practical challenge is clear. Nobody wants to drink straight arugula juice. It's intensely peppery and bitter. The solution? Blend 2 large handfuls of arugula with half a banana for sweetness, a squeeze of lemon for vitamin C, which protects the nitrate conversion, and enough water to make it drinkable. The banana masks the bitterness without adding enough sugar to cause an insulin problem. Drink this mid-morning, roughly an hour after your first drink of the day. Give the nitrate conversion pathway time to fully activate before the arugula hits your system. Circulation score, 9 out of 10. Highest nitrate density of any drinkable food. Extraordinary potential. Drink number 1, beetroot juice. And number 1, the best circulation drink for your legs after 60. Beetroot juice. This was never really a contest. Beetroot juice has the most clinical evidence behind it of any drink on this list. Not by a small margin, by a massive one. Fresh beetroot juice delivers an extraordinarily concentrated dose of dietary nitrates, which your body converts directly into nitric oxide through the same enterosalivary pathway I described earlier. The concentration is so high that the effects are measurable within 2 to 3 hours of a single glass. Let me share the numbers that matter. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology gave adults over 68 ounces of cold-pressed beetroot juice on an empty stomach. Within 150 minutes, blood flow to their lower limbs increased by 30 to 50%. That's not an incremental improvement. That's a transformation. After 15 consecutive days of daily beetroot juice, the results were even more dramatic. 45% sustained improvement in leg blood flow, 38% reduction in arterial stiffness, and 22% improvement in walking distance during endurance testing. Participants reported physically feeling the difference. Feet warmer within hours. Calf cramping subsided within days. By 2 weeks, the heaviness they'd accepted as normal aging was measurably reduced. Here's why beetroot juice outperforms everything else. The nitrate concentration is perfect for the conversion pathway. It's not so high that your stomach struggles with it, and not so low that the effect is subtle. It's in the sweet spot that maximizes nitric oxide output. How to drink it correctly? 8 ounces. Fresh pressed or cold pressed. On an empty stomach every morning. Wait 30 minutes before eating anything. The nitrates need uninterrupted contact with the oral bacteria and then with stomach acid to complete the conversion process. Food in the stomach dilutes the acid and reduces conversion efficiency. The critical mistake that ruins everything. Do not use antibacterial mouthwash within 2 hours of drinking beetroot juice. This is the most important thing I'll say in this entire video. Antibacterial mouthwash, Listerine, chlorhexidine rinses, anything that says kills 99% of germs, annihilates the specific bacteria on your tongue that perform the first step of nitrate to nitrite conversion. Without those bacteria, the entire pathway collapses. A study from Queen Mary University of London showed that using mouthwash within 2 hours of consuming dietary nitrates reduced nitric oxide production by up to 90%. 90%. You're drinking beetroot juice and getting almost zero benefit because of a 30-second mouthwash habit. Switch to a non-antibacterial mouthwash or simply brush with baking soda. Your oral bacteria are not your enemy. They're the factory that turns beetroot into medicine. Circulation score, 10 out of 10. Nothing else comes close. Your 30-day protocol. Now let me give you the exact plan that puts this into action. Every morning, 8 ounces of beetroot juice. Empty stomach. No mouthwash for 2 hours. Wait 30 minutes before breakfast. This is your anchor. Non-negotiable. Mid-morning, an arugula smoothie. 2 handfuls of arugula, half a banana, lemon juice, water. This stacks additional nitrates onto the beetroot foundation and extends the vasodilation window through midday. Early afternoon, between 1 and 3 p.m., a cup of hibiscus tea. Brewed from dried flowers, steeped 10 minutes, no sugar. This targets the afternoon inflammation peak and keeps blood vessels relaxed through the second half of the day. That's 3 drinks. 3 different mechanisms, 3 different times, each one reinforcing the others. What you'll feel day by day, within the first 3 days your feet will feel warmer. Not dramatically, subtly. You'll notice it when you wake up or when you're sitting in the evening. The cold edge will soften. By the end of week 1, the cramping starts to ease. The episodes come less often. The intensity drops. You might realize one night that you slept through without a single cramp. By week 2, you'll notice walking is easier. Your legs feel lighter. Stairs aren't as daunting. You'll find yourself going further, not because you're pushing harder, but because your legs simply feel less heavy. By 1 month, the changes compound. New capillary networks are forming. Endothelial function is recovering. Your fall risk is dropping. Your doctor may flag improved numbers at your next checkup without knowing why. The mistakes that destroy your results. Let me be absolutely clear about the 4 things that will sabotage this. Mistake number 1, mouthwash. I've said it already, but it's so important, I'll say it again. Antibacterial mouthwash kills the oral bacteria that make the entire nitrate to nitric oxide conversion work. Every time you gargle before or after beetroot juice, you've wasted the most powerful drink on this list. Switch to a non-antibacterial alternative or brush with baking soda. This one change alone will multiply your results. Mistake number 2, drinking with meals. When you consume nitrate-rich drinks alongside food, especially protein, the competing absorption pathways fight each other. Nitrate uptake drops by 40 to 60%. Empty stomach, every time. Wait at least 30 minutes before eating after your morning beetroot juice. Mistake number 3, buying processed, sweetened versions. Commercial beetroot shots and juices that come in convenient little bottles are often pasteurized, which destroys nitrate content, and loaded with added sugars. Fresh pressed or cold pressed only. If you buy pre-made, look for a product that guarantees nitrate content on the label. You want at least 300 milligrams per serving. Mistake number 4, quitting because it's working. This is the most common one. Your feet warm up after a week, the cramps stop after 2 weeks, and you think, great, I'm fixed. You stop drinking the juice, and within 3 to 4 weeks, everything slides back. Your body doesn't stockpile nitric oxide. It uses it, and it's gone. This is a daily practice like brushing your teeth. The effects are cumulative and continuous, but only if you keep going. Commit to 30 days minimum, then make it a permanent part of your routine. Let me leave you with the truth that changed how I think about aging and circulation. Your legs aren't failing because you're old. They're failing because they've been cut off from the one molecule that keeps them alive. Nitric oxide. That's it. The factory shut down, and nobody told your legs that help was on the way. But help is on the way. Right now, sitting in your kitchen or available at any grocery store for a few dollars. 3 generations ago, people ate beets from their gardens. They drank herbal teas brewed from real flowers. They ate greens straight from the ground. They didn't have a name for nitric oxide, but they were feeding it to their bodies every single day without knowing. We replaced those whole foods with processed drinks and supplements. We sterilized our mouths with chemicals that killed the very bacteria our bodies needed. And then we looked at our cold, cramping, heavy legs and said, that's just aging. It's not aging. It's a nutritional deficit with a proven solution. 1 glass of beetroot juice tomorrow morning. Empty stomach, no mouthwash. Feel the warmth return by lunchtime. Then add the Arugula smoothie, then the Hibiscus tea. Let the 3 pathways work together. Give it 30 days and track how you feel every morning. Write it down, 1 sentence in a notebook by your bed. At the end of the month, read it from the beginning. You'll see the story of your legs coming back to life, written in your own handwriting. Your legs carried you through your entire life. It's time to give them what they need to carry you through the rest of it. Start tomorrow.